Hey guys, and welcome to this special Because Maybe Extra episode 3, right here on the official YouTube channel of the Because Maybe Podcast, on the official Facebook page of the Because Maybe Podcast, and on the official feed provided by podbean.com of the Because Maybe Podcast. I hope everybody is doing well. Last night, I tweeted out some news on our official Twitter, at Because Maybe Pod, and due to a family emergency, we're having to delay our launch of Season 2 by one more week. This is something that can't be avoided. Today was going to be the day that me and Sarah were going to sit down and record the Women of Rock episode that was supposed to be released on the 18th, but now unfortunately it's been pushed back to the 25th. I want to give you a brief outline of that as to why, and plus it kind of will help me as well. You know, part of my things going forward from last season with the feeling down and everything like that is I held a lot of stuff in, and if I let some of it out, I start to feel better, and it'll give you guys an understanding of what actually is going on and the difficulties we've had of putting this next season together. As I mentioned, we have a family emergency. About a year and a half ago, a close member of the family was diagnosed very, very ill. This person was raising 3 children, and if something was to happen, we were going to be the next designated people to look after these guys. And we kind of knew around about October, November that things were coming to a head, and it'd be sooner rather than later. And we estimated we had, 6 to 8 months to get everything sorted, and even at the beginning of the year, 6 to 8 months to get everything sorted. And with this flu epidemic going on, she got the flu, and it just made her worse and worse and worse. So instead of us being 6 months down the line before we initiate our plans, we actually started our plans last Monday, the Monday just gone. So we're in a huge state of upheaval right here, but we are very, very grateful and very, very thankful for, being able to look after these guys and give them a home and everything like that. And it's been such an upheaval, we weren't expecting it to be as soon as it was. So if you hear that, that's one of the guys with me right now. That's Little Miss. Say hi, Little Miss.
Hi.
Yeah, she's itty bitty, but that's awesome. So, basically, we've got 3 extra children living with us now on a permanent basis. Well, on a somewhat permanent basis. We're currently looking after them while everything's going. But yeah, it's just been such a hectic week. We have not had the time to do anything with the podcast, to forward it, to get stuff recorded. I've done some stuff in my spare time during my 8 to 5, but nothing substantial. So we are delayed. We are going to be 1 extra week delayed. I sincerely apologize to everyone, and it's starting to become a running joke. I'm probably going to rename Season 2 Chinese Democracy or something like that. But I've also had some work upheavals. Just the last 24 hours, last 48 hours have just been like life-changing event after life-changing event after life-changing event, and trying to, put them all together is going to be tough. But you know what? Whatever you do, if you're religious and you pray, if you rub a lucky rabbit's foot, if you sacrifice goats and drink their blood, I don't really care what you do. Just keep us in your prayers. So keep us in your thoughts as well. But I don't want this episode to all be doom and gloom and serious like that. We do have some new segments that we're going to be debuting in the podcast this season. I just want to briefly go over them. We have the political environment, where we spend a little while talking about something political. Now look, I know there are liberals, there are conservatives, there are right-wing, left-wing, whatever you want to call it, extremists, anarchists, whatever. We're going to try and stay this as down the middle as possible and as factual as possible. So there's going to be no opinions, there's going to be no commentary, it's just going to be reporting facts. If you think we're being biased, then you will say that what has been documented in history is biased. So, because remember, we're talking about stuff that happened 20 to 30 years ago in the political environment, not what's happening today. We also have a trivia section. Now, I know we did 90s trivia, but it just seemed a little, a little cheesy, hey, this thing happened this week, this thing happened. We've kind of reworked it, and instead of going about, this happened this week, we're going to do more of a, kind of like one of those goofy things of, hey, look at this subject matter that we're talking about. Here's a few things you may or may not know. I've got somebody in who's going to be helping me with that. One of my other daughters is going to be taking care of that. So we've got the sarcastic teen, and now we've got the trivia girl, which is nice. I now have 3 of the 6 children doing something. And we have gadgets and gizmos, which is also going to imply the 4th of 6 children. Where we talk about some things, toys and devices and gizmos and little things that, that were big in the 90s and, just seem weird looking back at it now. Things like, Tamagotchis and yo-yos and pogs and, stuff like that. Now, I know yo-yos have been around for a while, but they did have a renaissance in the mid-90s. So we also have our old segments coming back. We still have the sarcastic teen. We do have some more infomercials. We do have reviewing stuff what happened, and we have our talking heads. In fact, we have some new people doing talking heads too, so it's not just the same voices that you're going to be hearing. And I've recorded and edited the first piece of talking heads, and I think it's really, really good. Also, Greg Gregory and Sarah Connolly will be coming back to discuss with us some of the things. In fact, Sarah's going to be doing the Women of Rock. Greg's going to be doing a couple of episodes too. Unfortunately, Molly is not going to be available this season, which is saddening to me because, we all love Molly. Molly's fantastic. Molly is one of the people who got us, through the initial thing. I spoke to her, showed her what we were going to be doing this season, and she honestly came on and said, look, I know very little about everything that you're talking about, and I don't want to be, ditzy on there and go, oh, well, yes, and she wants to be knowledgeable, and I'm very, very grateful for her honesty. She'll still be a talking head, but, we look forward to the next season, season 3, of having Molly back on board. I'm also looking for new panelists, since Molly's not going to be with us, because I'm looking at the schedule and I'm going to be solo for 12 episodes. And I'm not the most exciting guy in the world, and I don't think I can hold certain things. 3 episodes of professional wrestling, for example. I can't do that by myself. I'm going to need other people. So, talking of the schedule this season, what are we going to be talking about? Well, I didn't have that luxury with season 1 because, I was making it up week to week. But I figured I'd go ahead and let you know what we're going to be doing this season. So, starting on the 25th, we're going to do 3 episodes of Women of Rock. Then we're going to do a review of High Fidelity by Nick Hornby, and a review of the Crash Bandicoot series 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to do some political talk about some hip young leaders. Basically, whatever you think of their politics and their personalities now, it is important to remember that the 2 leaders of the 2 most influential countries in the world at the time were 2 young, upstart, hip, trying to integrate them into pop culture, Tony Blair and Bill Clinton. We're going to be talking to them. We're going to be a review of The Man on the Moon, the movie with Jim Carrey by Andy Kaufman, and a review of Exile in Guyville by Liz Phair. We do a 3-part episode on video games where I'm going to be joined by Greg Gregory. We're going to be talking about the evolution and revolution of the industry. We're going to be reviewing one of my favorite albums, Definitely Maybe by Oasis, and a review of The People vs. Larry Flint. One of the reasons that I'm going to be doing that is because it's actually produced by the same people who did Man on the Moon. So, get these 2 movies in there. We're going to do a 3-part special on the fall and rise of pro wrestling in the 90s. It's one of my guilty pleasures, shall we say. A review of Nevermind by Nirvana and Donkey Kong Country, and we wrap up the season with a 3-part review of The Simpsons. How it became one of the most influential cartoons of all time, its history, its position in pop culture history, and so on and so forth. So, that's what we have coming up. Again, thank you guys for doing everything that you can and supporting us and being patient with us. I know we're going to be like a month late from launching, but I promise you it's going to be worth the wait, and it's going to be a fantastic way for us to do things. So, in the meantime, if you guys want to like our social media pages, look up Because Maybe Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Google+. Look us up on YouTube. Download us from the iTunes Store or from the Podbean app directly. And we will be here soon. And I'm looking forward to it. And I know, like I said, it's been a rough ride, but we're going to get it done. And again, I'm looking forward to it. So, with that in mind, I'll see you guys soon.